Hi everyone, welcome back to Raw FPL. So in this one, it's the Game Week 18 team selection. Game Week 17 is just finished, and yeah, to be honest, it was a really good game week again. Nearly 100 points, got 95 points, so really happy with it. And I've got 5 free transfers going into this game week. So Game Week 18, I'll have 5 free transfers, and I've also got 0.5 in the bank. We're up to 116,000 now, so just outside the top 1%. So yeah, let's take a look at how Game Week 18 is lining up, and we'll just discuss some future moves as well. So if you do like this one, please do drop a like and hit subscribe if you're new, and let's jump into it. Okay then, so before we look at Game Week 18, let's just take a look how we did in Game Week 17. And yeah, as I said, it was a really good week, 95 points, up to 116,000 in the world, so just outside that top 1%. But yeah, 95 points, can't complain at all. The big talking point really is Saka going off injured. Obviously, a lot of people have got this kind of 3 premium midfield set up. So Saka went off in like the 20th minute, and he plays Ipswich at home next as well. So that was obviously a really good fixture to target. And to be honest, the fixtures afterwards, they're not even that bad either for an attacker. So Saka at the moment is red flagged, and the reports going around that he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. So obviously, with an asset of 10.5 million, he's just gone down in price last night. You don't really want to be holding him because, 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to be kind of missing up to sort of 5, 6 game weeks. So I do think it's best to get rid of him. There's no point benching him. You need to just move that money elsewhere. So I'll talk about in the next section some replacements for Saka, but that was the big talking point. The other big talking point was Mo Salah just absolutely smashing it again. 42 points for the captain to 21 points. And yeah, the guy's just insane. The amount of double digit hauls he's getting. If you don't have Salah, you just need him in. This season is ridiculous. And then like Leicester at home next. Going forward, they've also got that double game week coming up. We think is going to be game week 24. So yeah, if you've not got Salah, obviously just get him in. Elsewhere, Isak, he absolutely smashed it. Got the hat trick, 17 pointer. As I said a few times now, I do think he is the striker to target. Some people think that they've missed the boat on it, which I don't think you have, to be honest. He's been doing really well. 11 points, 8 points, 11.17. And I don't see really any reason for that to sort of stop. Obviously, he's not going to continue getting hat tricks every week, but he's still going to keep scoring, I think. Villa, Man United, Spurs, Wolves, all of these teams that he can have chances against. So I still think Isak is the striker to get. He's up to 8.9 million now, but I still think he's just going to continue to do well. So I don't think he missed the boat on Isak. I think he's still fine to go and go and buy. Larson and João Pedro both blanking again. I'll speak about that a bit later on. Hall, Colwill, Gabriel and Sanchez all return at the back for me as well. So Sanchez with a 9-pointer. He actually looks really good now. He played really well that game. So yeah, I'm hoping he'll keep his place. There is that slight chance that he might get rested, but he has been playing really well. So I think he probably will keep his place in that Chelsea side. And then yeah, it looks really good. 95 points, as I say, up to 116,000 now, just outside that top 1%. So let's just talk about Game Week 18 now. I've got 5 free transfers and I've got 0.5 in the bank. So yeah, I need to make a transfer. I've actually made 3 already last night because of the changes in price. So let's just talk about that now. And I'll also mention about Saka and some potential replacements. Okay, so moving on to Game Week 18. And as I said, I've actually made 3 transfers last night, which was, yeah, normally I like to wait, but I just thought there were so many players changing in price. And I had 3 of them. So Saka, who I wanted to transfer out because I knew he was going to be out for the foreseeable future. So Saka was going to go down in price. Strand Larson, he was going to go down. And then Jesus was going to go up. So that's a 0.3 swing already. And I wouldn't have been able to do it. I think Ahmad was close to going up as well. So this is how the team is looking. And yeah, it looks really different. I've used 3 of my free transfers. So the transfers were Saka out for Son. It was Larson out for Jesus. And then it was Smith Rowe out for Ahmad Diallo. And yeah, I actually really like the look of it. As I said, I would have been priced out of doing this if I didn't go last night. So normally I try and wait and for more information. But if I didn't do it last night, I wouldn't be able to do this move. So that's why I wanted to do this move. But yeah, I think this looks really good. So starting in net, Sanchez, Fulham at home. I do have Fabianski against Southampton, but yeah, I'm just going to back the kind of better defence in Chelsea. Although Fulham are a better attack, so there is a consideration to play Southampton, play Fabianski who plays Southampton. But yeah, I think I'm going to go for Sanchez as normal. I'll put in the comments what I actually do. But currently, I've got Sanchez and I've got Colwill getting that Chelsea double up again. I've then got Gabriel against Ipswich. I still think he is probably in terms of like value and everything the best defender to get. Trent is probably a close second because he's looking pretty attacking again, and he does play Leicester. So yeah, I do think Trent and Gabriel are the two, two top defenders to go and get. To kind of cover Trent, I've got Gomez still. So Gomez, Leicester at home. I think he's fine for now, but as I said last time, I wouldn't go buying him now. So he's got Leicester, West Ham, and then we don't really know when Konate is going to be back. It could be sort of any time the next couple of weeks. So I wouldn't go buying Gomez, but I'm fine to kind of play him. Trent is the one you want. If you can't get him, then you go for Van Dijk. But I think paying the bit extra for Trent is probably worth it at this point. Salah captain. As I said, if you've not got Salah, that needs to be the priority. I still think Salah and Palmer, they're the top kind of two to have. So yeah, prioritise Salah. If you've not got Salah, then Palmer. Fernandes, he's been really good for me actually. He didn't score or anything, but I watched the highlights and he looked pretty good in that attacking role as well. 2 points, and yeah, he's got Wolves next, so he's not going anywhere. And then the new signing, Heung-min Son. So as I said, there's quite a few options for Saka replacements, and I do think it's worth getting rid of him. If you've held on to him, as I said, he's going to miss sort of between 4 and 6 weeks, which is quite a few game weeks. So you definitely want to get rid of him. It depends what you want to do. So the reason I went for Son is because I want to try and hold that price point. And to be honest, I don't really know. Like the other options just aren't that brilliant. Son himself, he's a bit of a risk because he's not been getting 90 minutes kind of every game, and he is still just coming back from injury himself. So he is a risk, but I just think we know what he can do. He's got so much upside, and he has got fairly decent fixtures coming up. So I like Son. If you want to stay around the price point, the plan would be to probably downgrade like Mazraoui for a lower defender, and then try and get Saka back. So that's kind of my route back to Saka. So I wanted to keep that open, which is why I went for Son. He's on penalties as well. But yeah, the risks are obviously, I don't think he's necessarily worth 9.8, but the other options really, you've got Foden. So Foden, I mean, look, he's more of a punt than Son, I think, because we know what he can do. Obviously, he got so many goals last season, and he did score, to be fair, last game. And he's now got Everton, Leicester, West Ham, Brentford, and then Ipswich. So, yeah, if it's a time to, kind of punt on Phil Foden, then now is that time. But they've just been so poor, Man City, and I do expect them to turn it around at some point, but I just don't want to pay 9.1 for a player who's not on penalties, who could get benched at any moment. So yeah, that's why I went for Son, because he just feels a bit more reliable and he's on pens. But yeah, if you want to kind of risk it with Foden, he's probably my second choice. I wouldn't mind a little kind of punt on Foden, but again, if you got a weak bench, then I'd probably just try and go for someone a bit more with stable minutes, because Foden he could just be benched at any game. So yeah, I'd say Son's my favourite. Foden's next. Another player, obviously, I've already got Bruno. If you don't have Bruno, he's the top target, I'd say. Obviously behind Salah and Palmer. So if you don't have Salah or Palmer, you need to get them in. But yeah, I think Bruno, he's a really good option. He's obviously a lower price, which could potentially let you upgrade. You could maybe get Trent in defence. But yeah, Bruno, 90 minutes. Last 2 games. He has been subbed a bit early, but he still starts, pretty much every game, and he's on penalties. And again, the fixtures going forward are absolutely fine. So Bruno, I've obviously already got him, which is why, I can't go down to him. But if you don't have Bruno, I think Saka to Bruno, that's probably my favourite move. I obviously couldn't do that, so then I went to Son, and then yeah, don't mind Foden at all. Another potential option, you could go down to Mbeumo. So Mbeumo, he's obviously again on penalties, 90-minute man. The only problem with that is his fixtures are pretty bad, but Brentford have been scoring so many goals this season that I don't know. It's just those fixtures. So this is what I mean. Quite a lot of these picks, there's no kind of standout option. So Mbeumo, if you want security, he's good. Another one is Odegaard, and also Odegaard should be on penalties with Saka out, but he's just not been delivering. Like how many goals has he got? He's been injured obviously, but he's only got the 1 goal, 2 assists, and I suppose he will probably play a bit further forward, but yeah, I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't really fancy Odegaard. I'd definitely go Bruno ahead of Odegaard, but he is on pens and he probably will play further forward. And then I think after that it kind of goes all the way down to someone like a Sarr at Palace, because Palace's fixtures get really good soon as well. So they've got Bournemouth, Southampton, Chelsea, Leicester, and then yeah, this big sea of green here. And yeah, he's been playing at pretty much every game. He's been scoring goals as well. So yeah, if you want to go all the way down to someone like a Sarr, you could then obviously upgrade elsewhere as well. So yeah, I don't mind that at all. But yeah, to sum all that up, I know I was rambling a bit there, but I think if you don't have Salah and Palmer there are the obvious two to try and get, then I'd say it's probably Bruno, just because security of minutes. And I think in terms of like value for money, he's probably better than Son. So then it'd be Son, and then I'd probably go Foden, and then probably Sarr. I think Mbeumo's fixtures, they're just too rough for me. And then Odegaard, his output's not been that good at all this season. So yeah, I think they're the Saka replacements. As I said, I've gone for Son, but I've already got Palmer, Fernandes, and Salah. And then we've got Ahmad, and this is the one where I'm kind of struggling with, Ahmad or João Pedro. João Pedro's on the bench. I'm probably, I don't know, I keep switching these. I probably will actually play João Pedro, just because he's so highly owned, and he's at home to Brentford, who can see quite a lot. So yeah, he's also on penalties. I think I'll play João Pedro. So I've got João Pedro, he's like to go nowhere, he's up top. And then Jesus, again, this is a bit of a differential. I don't think many people go for him just yet because, it's a bit risky. But I've got so many free transfers that I thought, right, it's worth the risk. So home to Ipswich, really good fixture, and he looks really good against Palace. He obviously got the hat-trick the game before in the Cup as well. And I just thought, I'm going to take the risk. I don't think Brentford's, too much of a difficult game for an attacker either. And then Brighton Spurs, that's fine as well. So yeah, Jesus 6.7 mil. I think he's gone up now actually. How much is he now? 6.8 mil now, yeah. But he's kind of like my differential. And again, if he is benched, I've got good cover on my bench here. So I'm kind of happy to take that risk. So yeah, that was the transfers. It was Son in for Saka. It was Larson out and Jesus in, and then I also brought Ahmad in for Smith Rowe. So yeah, big moves this week, but I think it was needed. But yeah, that's all for this game week. Like I said, I think if you've got Saka, it's time to let go. But yeah, it's just who to go for. I'd personally go Bruno or Son probably. But that's it. Yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please do drop a like and hit subscribe if you're new. I'll be back after the deadline. So yeah, have a great Christmas, and I'll catch you all the next game week. Cheers.